Hey Wasp fans, I'm Andrew Davis, and we've got some interesting topics for you today. Can the basketball teams make a run in ODAX this year? Can Michaela Nolte make it to nationals? And we got some funny NBA comparisons for you on this episode of Buzz Time. Hey Wasp fans, welcome to the first episode of Buzz Time, this new ENH sports show with some personalities. I'm going to introduce you to the panelists. We have Khalil King, Caleb Simpson, and your very own Andrew McClung. And we're going to hop right into some hot topics in the sports world here on campus. Guys, let's talk about the basketball teams. I mean, we know they're making noise in the regular season right now. Let's talk about the men's team first.
I mean, starting off with the men's team, they've had an outstanding season so far, especially after last night's win against Washington and Lee. Puts them at 9-4 in the conference. And since Virginia Wesleyan lost last night to Hampton-Sydney, that moves Emory and Henry into the third place spot right now, which would mean a first-round bye in the ODAC tournament. And it also guarantees the first time that the Emory and Henry's men's basketball team finishes above 500 with a conference record since the 2006-2007 season when Bob Johnson was the coach at Emory and Henry.
Absolutely. And talk about the direction of this program. It's just been insane with Coach Wilson coming in and just turning things upside down. The culture has shifted, the recruiting, just everything. And talking about recruiting, the freshmen that have come in, Colin Molden is a big name on the men's basketball team, and he's a potential candidate for Freshman of the Year. And like, what is it about him that gives him that edge, you think?
Yeah, I don't see anyone taking that away from him either. I think you're right. I think he is the Freshman of the Year right now in the ODAC, and he just does everything pretty well, and he's got maturity beyond his years. Coach Wilson's been taking him off the bench, and he has taken that in stride and has really been the leader off the bench. And you can see him that the way he moves the ball, he is a very underrated passer too. So he can run the offense, he can shoot a little bit. He can drive to the rim. He plays good defense too. He had a couple big steals in the last game against Washington and Lee, and he's got some bunnies too. He can jump when he wants to. Very athletic. So he's kind of the total package. He's been very impressive.
Absolutely. I know Coach Wilson has given him the green light. I mean, Khalil, you're on the sidelines. You see what the team does every single day in, day out. What is it that is giving them that edge, that up in the course of this season?
I'll tell you, the thing for the men's team is consistency. You can tell by the energy that we start the game off with how the game's going to go and if we're going to have a chance. We have so much talent this year with the freshmen and with everyone as a team, so the energy and focus can really tell you a lot about how the game's going to go for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the way that they bring it day in and day out, they're battling inconsistency in the start of the season, but now they're starting to get around to the end of the season. They're beating teams they should beat, and they're playing the top of the conference very hard. A conference that's absolutely wide open. Anybody could lose to anybody. Virginia Wesleyan, who's a top 10 team in the region, they have 5 conference losses. So.
Absolutely.
And another thing to mention too, Virginia Wesleyan, Guilford, and Randolph-Macon all are ranked in the South region top 10 right now. Guilford was number 1 as of yesterday, but they fell last night in a pretty big loss to Roanoke College. But then you talk about Colin Molden again, potentially being the Freshman of the Year. It'll be the second Freshman of the Year ever for the Emory and Henry men's basketball team since Jeremy Light in 1994. So it's been a long time since Emory and Henry's had a Freshman of the Year.
ENH men's basketball making strides. We're going to transition into women's swimming. The swim team here has some big names on campus. Michaela Nolte, especially last year, making it to nationals was a huge milestone for her and this campus. And talking about the leadership and just that whole environment with Coach Skinner coming in and just creating a new culture for them.
Yeah, it was definitely tough when they saw Coach Dave Crafor leave. He literally revived the program from nothing. The program is all of 4 going into 5 years old right now. Started in 2012. I just had its first graduating class last year. So it's been awesome to see that jump that Graffor did for the team, and then Coach Skinner coming in and keeping that momentum. They're shooting for a second place finish at ODAX this year, looking to continue to try to get over the hump and get Washington and Lee, which has been hard for people to catch in the conference for a long time.
You mentioned Michaela Nolte. I mean, she's broken not just Emory and Henry swimming records. She's broke ODAC records. If she does not win ODAC Swimmer of the Year this year. I will be utterly shocked to not see that happen.
Can we not forget Jessica Richardson was recently the Swimmer of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
And, Coach Skinner on HCTV talked about the leadership on the team, how vital that was for him coming in. And so in talking about seeing Michaela Nolte, Jessica Richardson, Jordan Greenberg, just those people who bring that edge and are really just leaders to the freshmen, that is crucial for that program, and that's what Skinner was talking about.
Yeah, we have teams on campus that have brotherhoods and sisterhoods, and the swim team is definitely a fine example to show a true sisterhood on campus. You always see them together. They're truly a big group of friends all the time that you'll see hanging out doing all these activities together.
You see that a lot with sports where there's a lot of training. So you see the sports like basketball, they're out there playing a game. Swimming, cross country, track, sports like that, they just go out there and they train, and their races are just a form of training. It's all about training and the pain and the grind, and you really develop a close-knit group of friends throughout that process that are there for you the whole time, and you could definitely see that with the women's swimming team.
And on a lighter note, just lastly, just their social media presence is something you don't see a lot with athletic teams at a college level. And you just see those funny skits they do promoting the ODACs, and they just seem like a light, fun team.
Hey, I want to be on the team.
Exactly, it makes you want to be on the team. And now we're going to transition back to basketball, women's basketball. Like men's, they've created, the culture has turned around. I talked to Megan Jacoby about a week ago, and she talked about when she came in, similar to Ryan Gravely to the men's program. When she came in, the program wasn't where people wanted it to be, and it was her first year that was tough. And Coach Crutchfield came in and just shifted the culture, and that's a very that phrase, shifting the culture, is very prominent in the basketball programs here. And Jacoby was just talking about how the upward progress of the program, and especially this year, they can make a statement. And you see Taylor Blevins and the freshmen coming in, just big names on the team.
I think a lot of people thought that this team would fall off the radar this year after seeing all these seniors, Karina Farr, Anna Green, Amanda Stanley, graduate last year. I thought a lot of people thought they would fall off the radar, but these freshmen and the team have rebounded this year and almost became even better this year. I know they're fourth in the ODAC right now after a tough loss last night to Lynchburg College. But looking ahead, this team has been bright all season, and they have the keys in their system right now with two senior leaders, with Asia Jenkins and Megan Jacoby. And you also cannot forget about the dangerous Taylor Blevins. And also another player that stepped up has been freshman Sydney McKinney. When you talk about a two-sport athlete that is great at both sports, she's a prime example of that.
I will say that they have a solid leader in Coach Crutchfield. I was fortunate enough to practice with them just 2 days ago before they went to play Lynchburg, and she's a solid leader, and she does what it takes to get the job done. She doesn't have a lot of respect of persons as far as she's going to put whoever needs to be there, and you're going to really have to earn the respect. And things are so, with the variety of all the players and keys they have on the team, anyone can really go in at any time. Just suitable for whatever we need to do to get the win in. But she's a solid leader, and she's all about a dub.
Absolutely. And for them, what is it going to take in the ODACs when they're going to make it to the tournament, and they're going to be expected to make some noise? And what do you think is going to be that edge?
I think it'll be the chemistry continuing to develop with those senior leaders. You saw, if you'd watched the team like the last couple of years that I have me as a junior, you see Megan Jacoby really developing that chemistry with the Karina Farrs, with Amanda Stanley and Anna Green. Just kind of give that little nudge of the head when she wants them to go to a certain spot on the court where she's going to hit her and she's going to get a bucket. And you see a little bit of that struggle there, just putting in new people into the fold. So definitely continuing to develop that chemistry, and it starts at the top with Megan Jacoby developing the chemistry with this freshman, and also Coach Crutchfield with the game plan, getting them all together.
Yeah, and right above her is Coach Crutchfield too. Without her, this team, honestly, I feel like would not be as good as they are.
Absolutely. And now, in transitioning from all the logistics and just the teams on campus, let's get into a fun segment that we have for today, NBA comparisons. I'm going to just start it off, and this the one has been on in my mind for forever. John Sheeler, men's basketball, and Gordon Hayward. I mean, the hair, the flow, white boy got hops. He's got the slick back, can shoot. He's just an all-around player.
Yeah, I think in the spirit of Duke UNC being tonight, gotta shout out Cliff Conley. I know he's a big UNC fan. I'm a big Duke fan. Honestly, his game reminds me a lot of J.J. Redick, and I know that's going to pain him when he hears this, but he's got that smooth scoring ability. He can drive a little bit better than people think that he would be able to, and just that pretty stroke. I think he still remains at second in the conference in three-point percentage.
Yeah, and with Miles Turner, too, I always joke around with him saying he's like Miles Turner, the actual Miles Turner in the NBA, but technically Miles Turner is more like a Dwayne Wade type person, plays that shooting guard position, but he can also drive the ball to the hole. I mean, he goes up with the contact, had an incredible layup last night. He did a reverse in the lane, and then all of a sudden threw the ball up like that, went in off the backboard and in. And it's just, you don't see that from a lot of guys his size.
Big time move.
Absolutely. And you talk about sleepers. I know Jamie Clark. He's about a bucket. And you talk about NBA sleepers. You don't hear a lot about this guy, Emmanuel Mudiay. He's on the Nuggets. That man is a bucket, and he was real highly touted in the draft, and you just don't hear a lot about him. But when you watch those games, the Nuggets play, you see him getting a bucket. Jamie Clark is that type of sleeper.
And I want to throw in a girl here too. To go to the WNBA, I see Taylor Blevins as a Candace Parker type player. She can shoot the ball from anywhere she wants on the court. With her being so tall, Taylor Blevins stands at 6 foot, but she can make a three-pointer. She can take the ball inside. She can put up a mid-range. It's something that you see Candace Parker do in the WNBA.
What you got, Khalil?
See, I don't want to steal your shine on Jamie, but when it comes to him, I think of Curry. Like I said, he got the handles, and he can pull a three back from anywhere on the court. Like you said, we have this inside joke, his book of buckets, and yeah, he seems to stay in that a lot.
What we got for Big Ferg?
I say Kristaps Porzingis, but a lot of people don't agree with me on that. They say more of a Marc Gasol, but I see Porzingis because, Big Ferg can shoot a shot from anywhere on the court, stand at 6'9". That's not something you see from a lot of people his height.
And Alec Wynn, can anybody agree? Rudy Gobert-esque?
Yeah.
I'd give you that. Maybe Tristan Thompson, a Tristan Thompson type player, just super scrappy, always getting buckets.
Or have you seen Okara White from the Heat recently? Kind of plays like his type of play. Can go up with the bucket, go right off the board.
And we can't forget Ryan, R.J. Gravely.
His birthday.
It is his
birthday boy. Yeah, birthday boy.
Today, 22 years old.
22.
And we've talked about, he's got that floor general mentality, kind of like a Chris Paul.
Yeah.
But that's been a fun segment, and that's going to wrap it up for us today here on Buzz Time. We're going to be going into a lot more topics as the weeks progress, but for this episode of Buzz Time, I'm your host, Andrew Davis, signing off.